Welcome in, everyone. Here is another episode of Disney for Adults 101. One of my favorite topics I'm super excited to talk about, solo trips. Noelle, how
Welcome
are you?
in, everyone. Here is
Oh,
another episode.
you just gotta mute it.
I know.
Hey, you pulled a
I'm
Lynn.
scared.
You pulled a Lynn. I actually didn't do it this time, so somebody had
I
to.
was like, oh, accident. Now I have to go find it again.
That's okay. That's so funny because usually that's my job, but you took over. Hold on, you muted your mic.
I muted my mic on purpose.
Oh, here we are, folks. It's Sunday. Tim, welcome in. You are first today. Thanks so much for being here. Noelle, welcome in.
Hey, Lynn.
So, how was your week?
It was
2
fun.
weeks. Good?
I for like the past 2 weeks, I can't figure out what day it is. Like any day of
Same.
the week, it's just
Yeah.
insane. So I don't know. I mean, it's Sunday. I know that because we're here.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't think I'd be too sure. But how was your week?
It was good. I actually feel the exact same way the last 2 weeks. I couldn't believe that we were already creeping up on another episode of our show together because it's like, does not feel at all like it's been 2 weeks. It just flew by so fast. But just the normal busy running and all of that stuff. So have you been on a solo trip before?
Yes, I have. Not too recently, but I mean, the trips with just the two of us kind of feel like, it's just us, so it's relaxing enough. And you
Yeah.
do all the time by yourself. So.
Yeah. Well, more recently, definitely going by myself more. In the past, I could get one of the boys to to come along with me, but not so much anymore, which is totally fine. I do remember the first time I went on a solo trip, and it was June of 2019, I believe. It was my very first ever solo trip, my first solo trip in general as an adult, really. And it was a little bit of a longer trip. I think I had 4 days, and it was a lot of fun. That one I fully documented on my YouTube channel. I recorded everything, and
Is that when your birthday?
no, that wasn't my birthday. That was just so it was a while ago. It was 2 years ago now, next month, and I documented the whole journey of like going through it and doing it. And if like I've gone back and watched them, months and months ago, just to kind of relive that Disney trip, but um, there's a lot of different things that I experienced in that. And it was for the first time that now it just feels normal. I don't feel like I'm looking for another person or worrying about who's um, following along with me or anything like that. But no worries, Tim. We're just happy you're here. To all of those ninja watching, thanks for being here too. We I saw solo trips. I am a huge fan. Let's just start with that. I love solo trips. I think that there's a way more pros than cons to it. Absolutely, I love sharing the experience with other people, but that's part of the solo trips now where you can do whatever you want and you get to meet up with friends and maybe have, an hour with a friend here or just a hello with them there. And being able to do whatever you want. There's so many different categories of the pros that we can kind of go into, but I don't know where you wanted to really start with it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Solo trips are awesome. I mean, it just gives you time. I don't know, wherever you want to start. I guess.
Well, I want to start with the fact that it's way cheaper.
Of course.
So I think that that's a really good spot to start with, and the money saving that will happen instead of saying taking a family of 3 or 4, and the amount of cost that it is to go with that many people compared to just going with one person. Um, the only con to that would be like if you're going with friends, is maybe sharing the cost of the room, or the cost of the room makes more sense if you're sharing it with more people. Whereas the smallest room you can get is just the bed size, which would be like a single king. It's still
Yeah.
the same size room. It still costs the same amount of money. So, hey, Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So the cost overall is just way less expensive. Food, drinks. So whereas on a family trip, you might be trying to budget more and getting maybe counter service instead of table service, or packing snacks and lunches and bringing those instead of counter service just to save the money wherever. Um, for me, it's really given me the opportunity to not feel guilty about going and having the table service meal and, just ordering what I want, because I know the bill's not going to be $300. Instead, it's, 50 or something along those lines. And not that I'll do that every single meal, but maybe once a day where I'll treat myself and I get to experience a different side of Disney food that I didn't on our family trips, because I was not doing table service every single day or every single meal. It was just too much.
Boys, so
yeah, they are adult meals, and then some, like hungry an hour later again.
I think talking about solo trips and dining, it allows you, as with many parts of the trip, it allows you a lot more spontaneity to just do what you want. Like, it's easier for one person to walk up to a restaurant and get a table.
Sure, that's another good point. Like,
you're not, I don't know, you don't have to be so regiment with like, I have to get my ADRs, I need to plan this far in advance. Like,
right,
park, walk around, you're hungry, maybe walk up and see if something is available.
right. It's way easier to fit in a party of one or two rather than any number more than that. So to get those difficult ADRs that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise, like maybe California Grill, or
And in that case, it's easy too to go sit at the bar somewhere.
that too.
Sit at the bar. I mean, it gives you company of the bartender to hang out and talk, and you get a totally different experience.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do that. Actually, I highly recommend that, even if you aren't going on a solo trip and maybe like a couples trip, to experience the bars at the different restaurants when they're open. And the bar service is usually, I am obviously a little bit biased, but the bar service is usually much quicker, more friendly, more personal, just faster and better in general, because you're right there. They're at your beck and call. Like, if you need something, they're right there. You don't have to wait for them to come back to the table.
No, and I think the service, like you said, the service at the bar is phenomenal. You really get to learn a lot more about even the restaurant. Like, when they have free time, they can talk to you about, why things are especially in Disney, with everything having a story, but why things are decorated this way. This might be happening for this reason. And it's nice to learn a lot more about where you are and where you're eating, and the whole story behind the experience. And I love those differences. And when you get that one-on-one attention with someone, and when you're by yourself, it allows you to really dive into those things and not feel like you want to entertain your conversation with your party or with your family or with what's going on. But if you want to learn about that, it's what you want to do, so you can sit there and really talk about what's going on. I love also paying attention to the things at restaurants. I know you do too.
Yeah.
But about, like, you can watch, like, okay, why is the bartender doing this? What are the servers doing here? And how do they work as far as a company and a restaurant, and the location and the different, okay, I see that the servers have to get these drinks or these items, and the bartender, and I love just observing. So that part is so fun.
It's kind of like a little behind the scenes sneak peek at like the workings of the restaurant that you're in. Hey, Dan, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Also, on that note, it helps you decide what drink you want to order when you get to see all of them going out, what the bartender is making for other people out in the dining room. And sometimes I struggle with which drink I want to order, because you can only get, one or two. And so, hey, Kay, welcome in. So being able to see all of them really helps me decide like which one I want to order, because for me, ordering in general, whether it's a drink or food, is a very visual experience. I kind of I don't want to just read on paper what it is. I want to see it because you eat with your eyes, all your senses. So it just amps up the experience that much more. So definitely recommend eating at bars, just in general at the bar top instead of the dining room. It's
Definitely. It's also nice too, just sticking with like food and beverage and
uh
solo trips. When you're wherever you are, like going to grab a quick service bite to eat isn't another adventure. Like you can go get what you want, walk somewhere
right,
in the park, sit where you know. It's easier to find a place to sit outside if that's what you want to do. Because you can go grab a park bench and have what you're eating. It's
right,
those little things make a you don't realize the difference that they make until you actually experience it.
right. I think that just the ease of the functionality of your trip in general, and this is like the whole series of topics on going on solo trips, but just the ease of executing a solo trip of every step of the way is so much easier because you don't, first of all, you don't have to, I guess we can kind of name some of these things and then go back into them in more depth, but you don't have to worry about disappointing anybody. You don't have to worry about pleasing anybody else. So you're just there on, what you want to do in that moment instead of, I feel like most of us go to Disney with a plan. These are the checklist of items of things that we want to do. And if halfway through the day or right into the beginning of your day, or even before you get there, you change your mind about where you want to go, what park you want to go to, what ride you want to start with, if you don't want to ride rides anymore and you just want to eat and drink and hang out or whatever it is that you want to do, that's on you. And it's whatever you're feeling in that moment. And you don't know a month or 2 months from now how you're going to feel in that moment. And once you're there, you can just change your mind
Yeah.
like that. And you're not disappointing anybody. You're just making yourself happy and doing what you feel like doing in that moment. And I think that that's something that a lot of people you can't see that side of the experience until you do it.
No.
And I'm not trying to sound selfish in that way either. I think it's just another aspect of experiencing Disney in a totally different way.
You don't sound selfish. I think that personally for me, I like being able to take my time as I walk through the parks, not
Mhm.
feeling obligated to have to know like we need to do this attraction, we're going to eat here, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, but to know that I can take my time. For example, if you are walking down Main Street, you walk into the Magic Kingdom, you can stop and read all the windows. I love the
Yes.
stuff. So like I love to take my time and really explore like what's here, what's there. Look in the like nooks and crannies of the park and see like the details. It gives you a lot more opportunity to do those things. I feel like by myself I don't really ride attractions. And there's like
Mhm.
those few that I always have to do that I always
Right.
want to do. Like I love to sit in Carousel Progress no matter when I go, every single time. But you can do all the little things that you want to do and without, like you said, feeling like responsible for how everyone else's trip is.
Right.
So just being able to explore and see all the details, the things that like you might not have noticed before, like in all the stores, all the little details. I love looking for anything, like especially if I learn about something before my trip and
Hmm.
like going and searching for those particular things, like seeing
Yeah.
where they are, what's here. Oh, I just read about that, or oh, I just listened to a podcast about this, and yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
find it, and I wanna make sure like that I can really see what they were talking about.
Right.
That's
Just
true not just for the parks, but when you're by yourself, like, it's so nice to spend more time at the resorts, like, see the different
yeah.
things because, as we both said, you're not obligated to pleasing anybody else. It's all
Right.
about whatever you want.
Yeah. And it's in that moment, which
Yes.
can change, like literally just changes all day long. For me,
Me
on solo
too.
trips that I've gone to, it's, you have a plan and then you start out one way and then you end up taking a completely different path and might not even do any of the things that you had written down before and then still have an absolutely amazing day.
Yes.
I think on that note, the main downfall would be not sharing it with someone else or, being able to, laugh or have that joke or that memory, that experience with another person. But to twist that around and turn it into a positive, it's having new experiences and then being able to share those stories with other people. Like, hey, I read all the signs, and then show them pictures of all the little secret things that you found that you would have never seen otherwise, you know?
And also like about sharing the experience. My
Yeah.
trips tend to be a little longer. I feel like when I'm solo trip, it's short. It's like a couple days. I'm only gonna able to fly in and then fly out, and then go and maybe just even one day at the park, and that's a solo trip to me. It's going and seeing what I want to see, experience. The reason I came here was for, I don't know, the first thing that popped in my head, it was like a special event, like for the Flower and Garden Festival. I just really need to
Right.
go because I really want to see when they have performers, maybe something like that. Like that is
Yeah.
what the purpose was. And then, I mean, I love sharing it with other people, but
Yeah,
I
for
feel like
sure.
as I've gotten older, there are things that you just want to do by yourself, just because for just the solitude and like almost the like Zen part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that it's a good thing to do things on your own. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Hi, Mom and Don. Thanks for being here, you guys. Um, Absolutely. I think that, I mean, everyone has a different story, a different path that they've taken in life. I have never had alone time in my life. And this is the first time in my life as I've gotten older that I've been able to really experience alone time and, finding a different side of myself, figuring out what I like just for me and not based on what other people like or what other people want to do, and finding out what my actual likes and dislikes are. And so for me, solo trips, whatever it is, are just a whole new experience of kind of figuring out me.
yeah,
And that's the beautiful thing about it. At the same time, yes, absolutely. I like experiencing things with other people, my family, my kids, my friends, and doing that. But it's just, I think that there's a balance between all of it, and that you shouldn't feel guilty about spending time alone. That everybody should have some alone time. I think it's a good, healthy thing to do. Being Disney nuts, though, I think that we just appreciate Disney alone in a different way than a lot of people can't understand. I get that a lot, but
yeah. I know that my alone time at Disney, my solo trips and everything, really happened when I was younger, before I was married and everything. Um, Especially when I worked there, like I know that you just went to the park maybe for a few hours, but I still like relish in the time that I could just wake up, do whatever, and then be like, oh, I'm gonna go hop over Magic Kingdom because I just really want to get a Dole Whip and I really want to sit on Main Street and I just want to relax, in the hub,
yeah,
the castle, and watch the people. Like those little bits of time, I'll never forget. Like
yeah,
it's just that I was like, okay, here I am, got in the monorail or took the ferry, and then just gonna get a Dole Whip. Like I had no other plans in the world. Like that was what I wanted to do. They were the only things. It wasn't like, and I need to ride this. I need to do like no.
yeah,
I just want to get here. I just want to get this food. I want to sit down and I want to watch people, and I just want to like taste every bite of that, item, and I want to enjoy all the sights and the sounds and
yeah,
just really take in like that feeling. And watching people on their vacation, like families, I don't know,
yeah,
like it kind of takes me back to like um like the people watching when you can just
yeah.
be alone. My dad always said that like one of the like something he'll never forget is like the first time we saw like Mickey Mouse. That sounds so lame, but like I think like as a parent you understand like the first time your kids experience these things,
Yeah,
watching them see something, you get to see that as you watch everybody
right.
there. I think
It's a beautiful thing.
it really does. It's so nice.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I totally agree with you. I do my fair share of people watching, um, especially on solo trips, and just like sitting down and relaxing and, eating whatever, having a drink, and um, just taking it in and seeing, well, there's funny moments of like the negative and the positive of both, but being able to see other families experience
Yeah.
those first, and things that you're not going to be able to experience again, or maybe we missed it. Like I missed that opportunity of my kids, meeting Mickey Mouse or the characters when they were little, or getting excited about those things. They went when they were older, so those kind of things didn't really excite them. So it's nostalgic for me because it brings back memories from my childhood and doing character meets, or riding rides for the first time, or just the excitement of seeing the castle and thinking it was like a billion miles big. Like it just went all the way up
Yeah,
into the clouds, and you're like, oh my gosh! And like seeing other little kids experience that is it's really really cool.
I can't even.
Um, Also, I don't think that there should be any guilt surrounding a solo trip at all. That's part of self-care is taking care of yourself, and alone time is part of that as well. So no guilt necessary. Let's see here. What did Tim say? Dan always takes solo trips. That's good. Meet up with friends. Tim, I have been there solo only once. So it's for part of the day I had to be in Orlando and the skate meetings to have a cold beer at the top of the Contemporary. It was so nice. Exactly. It's like those little things. You don't even have to go in the parks, just going around, even resort hopping. Maybe I'll try to fit in one of those kinds of days on my next solo trip is where
Yeah,
I just kind of do like I don't know, a Skyliner crawl or a
that'd be
monorail
fun.
crawl. Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Hey,
Um,
Candy Mom, Cynthia, how are you?
Michael, Disney dad. I did the college program in the like early 2000s,
Oops.
and Lynn was not a cast member, but she just loves
Yeah.
Disney.
I wish I could have been a cast member, but that wasn't really in the cards for me. But maybe sometime in the future, someday. You never know. You
Yeah, you
never
never
know.
know. Anything can happen.
Hi, Carol. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. So let's see. Your own pace. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess we kind of really like talked about a lot of these things a little bit, but um, that comes back to again just going at your own pace, which I guess we've generally been talking about, um, and being able to slow down. I feel like there's a lot of pressure when you go with a family. Um, for most people that are
Mhm.
taking a Disney trip, that they're not going all the time. It's maybe once a year or less than that, once every couple of years. And so you really want to just get everything packed into the trip and do all the things for your kids. Like, we need to ride this, we need to see this character, we need to eat here, we need to do that. And when you go by yourself, it's your own pace, baby, the whole way. Which also means either running from one side of the park to the next, basically, speed walking and bypassing everything just to go and do whatever it is that you want to do on the other side, or sitting on a park bench in front of the castle for 2 hours,
Yeah. Also, like to take in the resort, like I feel like when I'm there on other trips, I just want to get into the parks. I want to do all the things, and I want to eat at all the places. But like hanging out at your resort, going to the pool, like spending that relaxation time that like I
Yeah,
know I need in my life, it
sure.
it really changes the entire pace of the trip. Like right now you have to have a park pass. So if you went by yourself and you're like, I'm going to plan an Epcot day, and Epcot doesn't open until later, it's awesome to wake up, relax, go to the pool, like do whatever you want to do. Go over and like you're by yourself, you're not spending as much money on everything else. So splurging, go to one of the spas and get a massage
Absolutely.
or
Yeah,
whatever you want, like any of the spa services, and make that day all about you. Like get ready, go out to a nice dinner, like just enjoy, like you know, enjoy what you want. I think that people
absolutely.
just don't see all those things when you're with your family, like every time.
Yeah, I think like Triple P, for example, they never, ever, ever, ever use the resort pools. Ever. And I feel like that is something that's essential, especially if you're staying on property. They're Disney Vacation Club owners, and they stay at some really, really nice resorts. And you're missing out if you're not experiencing.
I'm in the same boat as Triple P's family.
Uh, a
We
lot of people are
like we never ever.
like, don't even pack the swimsuit because it's not
Yeah, I don't like
happening.
reason to because we know we're just not going to go in the pool. We don't go to the pool. We're going to the pool. It's like, yeah, whatever. That's
I
so
mean,
funny.
I don't always use the pool, but I mean, I live in Florida. I can use a pool or a beach whenever I want to, but there is something extra about being on a Disney vacation and using the resort pool because they are amazing. The ones at Animal Kingdom Lodge, let's see, what pools have I been in? Animal Kingdom Lodge, Coronado, All Star Movies, and where else have we used the pool? Those are really, really awesome pools. Coronado is really amazing.
Okay, I guess we have done the pool thing, and I have in my past, but I definitely really enjoy the pool area at Port Orleans Riverside.
Yes, there
So
too.
nice.
Michael, thanks for stopping in. Enjoy the rest of your day
Thank
and your hot
you.
dogs and burgers.
Yay.
Um,
Yeah,
Port Orleans Riverside is the one with
the Old Man
wait,
Island. It's like it goes
oh,
over the
yes,
bridge. There's like another little pool, but like that's the main one. It has
yeah,
there's like a little water slide there too. It's really cute. I've
yeah,
been like back when I was a college program, we went into a lot of pools because our friends worked at a lot of places. So I went to like
right.
um the beach club pool, which is awesome. That's the best ever. Like everyone says it. It's so true. It's
The one with the sand in the bottom, right?
yes, it's so cool. Before they changed it, the boardwalk, the scary clown pool, which I was not a fan of. Like I did not like the scary
I
clown.
did not.
Oh,
I did not
God,
like
it's
that.
terrifying.
It's
Um,
terrifying.
where else? Polynesian. Well, it's funny because we stayed at the Grand Floridian on our honeymoon for like I don't know 10 days. Never went to the pool once.
Really?
No, never. It was just like nah. We just did all our things. Like nah, whatever.
Wow.
And I
I
think
don't even know what that pool looks like. I don't think I've
it's
ever
like
even seen.
boring. It's not cool. Like I think
Uh,
there's like a Tinkerbell area. There's like a regular pool area. It's not. I mean, I don't think it's anything exciting.
Not
We stayed
overly
in
themed.
Contemporary, didn't go in that pool.
Yeah, see, that's funny because now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen really any pictures or vlogs of those two pools,
No,
Contemporary
because
or
they're
the
lame. Like they should
yeah.
maybe like plus them up a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely want to go into the Polynesian pool one day. I will
Yeah,
stay there and I will definitely use the pool when I
the
stay
volcano
there.
slide. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to
Um,
think what else. I don't. I never. I know the Coronado pool is cool. I've never been in that one with like the
yeah.
people.
It has a pyramid. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And then the French Quarter, Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter pool is the one that has the crocodile alligator slide,
Oh yeah.
which is funny because that one I have not been in recently, but I did use it as a child when we went, and I will remember that very vividly.
Yeah. Um. Well, my parents. We never stayed on property because my parents have a timeshare. So
Uh-huh.
um, my parents, their timeshare was at Orange Lake Resort and Country Club. So if anyone knows that, their pools are awesome. I
Yeah.
think it's incredible there. They have like a little lazy river area, and that was fun. Like that's so
Yeah.
much fun there. Like grow. That's what we
Yeah.
always made sure that they planned a day where like you hung out at the resort, or we went to like maybe the Springs for dinner or whatever. Well, downtown Disney or
Yeah.
that, and then hung out at the pool. Like that was always worked into the trip. And
Yeah.
to answer your question, yes, I think so many people were freaked out by the clown pool
For
because
sure.
people are petrified of clowns. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Clown fear is like I
real.
guarantee they have a name for that. Fear of clowns. Let's Google it. Hold
But yeah,
on.
it is so real. It's so ugh. I don't
Fear
know.
of clowns.
And I live in what they consider like they base that area off of, and I don't know any hotel here that has a clown themed pool ever. Like it's just a
Coulrophobia.
fear of clowns.
Can be a debilitating fear. Phobia is an intense fear of certain objects in an area that impacts behavior. Yeah, fear of clowns.
I didn't think
Coulrophobia. There it is.
it's so
And
fun.
there was phonics, so I said it right. I read it.
Good job, Lynn. Gold.
Yeah, so I think that, I mean, that's good advice, Eve, whether you're going on a solo trip or not. But, I'm going to take my own advice on my next trip. I'm going to definitely take a break
Yeah, get the
midday,
pool.
at least one day at the pool, to soak it in. And the pool bars are fun too. Like, nothing makes me happier than a pina colada by the pool.
Right?
And I don't do that very often, but when I am on vacation or at a pool bar, someplace that has one, I always have to get my like obligatory pina colada by the pool. Oh, and Swan and Dolphin has an amazing pool too. I know they're not technically Disney
That's good.
property. It's really awesome. I think
Really,
there's
it's
like
cool.
4 hot tubs and then like 4 pools, and it's really, really cool. They have a beach
Nice.
area.
Um,
But
I guess my other thing is like I don't know. I said this a little bit ago, but like I have done it is splurged on a massage. Like I know it's more money than if you were at home and you went to like a
sure.
place by your house, like a spa to get a massage. But like
Uh-huh.
it is incredible. Like just don't spend the money on a park ticket that day. Make
Right.
like maybe go to breakfast if you wanted to or whatever, and like make for your appointment. It is so relaxing. I went to the one by the Senses Spa by the Grand Floridian, between the Grand Floridian and the like the wedding pavilion.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, they have like this steam room with like that eucalyptus smell. Like you can sit in there forever.
Yeah.
You can like there's so many relaxation areas, and they have like
Right.
little drinks and stuff, like cucumber water and like cute little fruit snack, like fruit everywhere. And
Yep.
it was, I mean, like you're spending the money obviously on the massage, but
Right.
to go there and just relax, like you don't even feel like the Magic Kingdom is whatever
Right there.
mile away.
You
Like
forget where you are. You're so relaxed. That's
you
all you're
are.
thinking about.
It's just beautiful. Like, and I think like that, I guess the smell like always reminds you of places. And I remember like that. It's just that beautiful smell, and you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
like, and it's really not. I mean, if like it's in your budget and you're not spending the money on something else, just do it.
Right. I
Check
think
that.
that, well, that's a perfect day to like, go and have even like do a little bit of a pool day before it and then go to the massage afterwards and then like, have a little light dinner after. Like that's kind of what my mom and I did on our girls trip. We
Oh yeah,
ended it. And that's the first time I've ever done that. I mean, I haven't had a massage in a million years, but we had our massage it was, I want to say it was like one of the, I don't know, it was like across the street from the Hilton. I don't know. It was one of those fancy resorts over there, but I got a Groupon for it. So it was way less
oh,
expensive.
cool.
Yeah. So that's another suggestion to check out if you are thinking about treating yourself to a massage on a Disney trip, whether it's foot massage or back massage, whatever, couples massage, check out Groupon. They have stuff that's right in the area, super, super close at a really, really good deal. So you don't have to break the bank and necessarily go, on property to the Disney resort, but there's lots of places very, very close. And it was amazing. We had brunch ahead of time and then we checked into our hotel and then went to the resort and got our massage and just relaxed. And then we were just so good. And it was such a perfect ending to, 3 long park days in a row in the heat and the walking to like really just kind of, let them work it all out and be totally relaxed to end the trip.
Yeah, they also have it on the Swan and Dolphin. I forget which one, but like that resort complex, they have
Yeah.
the Mandara Spa, which like is supposed to be really cool. It's like Balinese style, like that whole like
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think that would be fun to try to see what that one's like too, because I
I
what other resort has a spa? I know that the Grand Floridian, like I said.
Coronado did. I'm not sure which ones are fully open now or not, but Coronado, Animal Kingdom Lodge, and the Grand Floridian, I think were the three that have
Like I said,
spas.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, even just treating yourself one way or another like that is a really nice, just to make that trip special and memorable. If it's something that you don't normally do, it's a nice thing to take advantage of.
Yeah.
To
Another
mix
thing is
from.
like if you normally go with like a certain group of people or a certain person, think about the things that you really want to do that maybe your other like family members or friends don't enjoy. Like for example, um, my husband does not like to go to Disney Springs. Like he doesn't really like to shop. He's like, why are we coming here to go shopping? Like, and like I totally get it. Like it's not like
Yeah,
I get what he's saying. It's not like it's
right.
like, oh, what do you mean? Like, but like that's fun for me. Like just to go walk around and see and sit there and like go to a restaurant and have a drink. Like it doesn't feel like a wasted day if it was a day I didn't spend on a park ticket and I was gonna relax
Right.
and do something else, like see the stores down there. Like
Yeah.
I think that stuff's fun. So like, it doesn't really have to be Disney Springs, but it can be whatever like your party doesn't really maybe isn't on the top of their list and you like kind of like forfeit doing when you go with them. Do that when you're by yourself. Make that
Right.
your priority.
Well, that would just be like, the same thing as in going on, monorail resort hopping or Skyliner resort hopping, doing something like that where everybody else in your party might be like,
Why are we doing
why are you doing this?
that? Yeah. What are we doing?
But for me, I agree. I love Disney Springs and we never went there because we went there on the first trip and the kids were like so annoyed after being there for 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
why are we shopping right now? Can we just go home? And so that's something I make sure that I do. And as an adult, it's a lot of fun to check out and hang out in Disney Springs, especially if you go there once the sun is starting to set and all the live music comes out. Oh my gosh, it's just a blast walking around. You don't have to spend a single dollar on anything if you don't want to, and just walk around and take in the live music and watch people like dancing. And it's a lot of fun,
That's awesome.
Bring some chocolate chip cookies in your backpack, just sit down, fill your popcorn bucket up, snack on your popcorn while you watch some live music. There's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah.
Cynthia, you need to make that on your checklist of things to treat yourself and do, even if it is just. Now, I don't even want to say even if. Definitely get a massage Groupon that you can get. Yeah, coupon codes to get an extra % off, and I highly recommend it. Even if it's just treat yourself somewhere local and get one. It's absolutely incredible. You feel like a new woman afterwards. Henry Miller from Detroit, welcome in, fellow Michigander. Yeah, I don't do them very often, but I need to, after doing it, I want to work it into my like monthly routine of trying to get a massage, or whether it's a foot massage or a back massage, just to like mix it in, because I feel like everybody should do that.
Yeah. We get acupuncture, which I know Lynn freaks her out. So
what?
I said we get acupuncture, but that freaks you out. So
yeah, it does. I'm not there yet. Maybe one day. One day I'll get there. Just I couldn't even watch when they were like drawing my blood the other day at the doctor for a routine. I was like,
it's not like a blood where it's not like that kind of needle. You don't even know it's there. It's just so relaxing.
So relaxing, says Noelle. They just stick needles in me.
You just lay there and close your eyes. Ours plays nice music. It's like spa music. I just like lay there. I kind of fall asleep sometimes, and then wake back up and like
they're poking you with needles.
No, they give you a massage afterwards. It's so nice. It like
that's the least they can do after poking you with needles.
Yeah. That's funny.
Black Ribbon Studio. No, we neither one of us live in the Orlando area, actually. I'm in South Florida, and
I'm in New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. So, but we're brought together by Disney. So here we are.
Brought together by Disney and brought to you by YouTube. So.
Exactly. Let's see. I'm not sure. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about, or any questions about solo trips in general? I mean, I feel like I could just kind of ramble on about the different things, but there's a lot of positives to going on a solo trip.
I will say I don't splurge on staying at like a deluxe resort. It's
right. I go for affordability.
Yeah, you kind of, I don't know. It's funny, like you think like, oh, we only have this much time. For some reason, when you're by yourself, everything happens so much faster. You're like, oh my gosh, I just did all this and it's only 12 o'clock. Like, I feel like you're just like, oh wow, I'm done this already. Oh, like it's not lunchtime, but I'm already hungry. Like, it's weird, like how fast. Even if you go on attractions and do stuff, it just seems so much. Everything just seems so much faster. So like, I don't spend the money on staying at a nice resort for like being closer, like a deluxe resort, to be closer to the parks. Just take the time. Travel someplace and save that money for other things. That's like a nice tip for solo trips. Like, I don't know.
Hey Dave, welcome in. Yeah, and I'm not Cynthia. By no means am I saying everybody like
go with your children again.
Yeah, don't ever go to Disney with you. I'm just saying we're talking about, this is the show that's concentrated on Disney for adults. And today we're talking about solo trips and just the positives of them. And by no means am I suggesting that you leave your daughter behind. But when you want to go on a girls' trip, we still got to figure that out. And that's technically not a solo trip, so you don't have to feel guilty about it. Yeah, so Yadi, happily ever Yadi, welcome in. Yadi. Why do I say it?
Yadi's right. I think now I'm wrong and I feel like an idiot, but like
oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
Who takes their kids to Disney? Exactly, not us. We have to like hide that we're going, make up some things. She doesn't even watch this, so it doesn't matter. But like, oh yeah, we have like this work thing, like we're gonna meet with someone about like a restaurant thing, and then like it's just near Disney, so we're gonna go there too. They're like the things that we say that are not true, but like, yeah, we have this. You're gonna stay with Papa. Have fun.
Yeah. And I didn't before either, Cynthia. Like I went with the kids and then I still like I could have gone off and like, gone to Disney Springs by myself and left them at the room for, hour or two, but didn't. But it's just on your own pace and your own time, or if that's something that you never do, then that's something that you never do, and that's okay too. LaDonna Scott, welcome in 4 times by myself. Good for you. I'm sure you had an awesome time. I do want to talk about one con for me when I first started going was that it was scary. It was a little scary to do this thing by yourself. And I mean, just starting off doing something unknown by yourself can be scary. That's where I'm at. I'm just being honest right now. But once you do it and you work through the things that you need to figure out, whether it's transportation situation or whatever it is, you end up putting yourself into new situations and circumstances that you've never been in before because it's new territory. But it's nothing that anyone can't handle. We all got this,
No, like maybe not as much scared, but like a little bit apprehensive. Like,
right.
okay, I'm going by myself. Like, I think the hardest for me, like, other like what you're saying is like, okay, you're experiencing by yourself. I like love to talk to people, like whoever's with me, and sometimes I'm just like, who am I going to talk to? And then I like interject myself into other people's conversations. And I just feel like a weirdo. I'm like, well, I was listening and I'm here and I'm so bored and I just need to talk to you. Like, or I want to call people and be like, hey, I'm just in line for this ride. Can you talk to me for a minute?
I think that there is like that. Well, like people ask me when I tell them that I go by myself, and they're like, "What do you do?"
There's something to do, and you do make friends, even though that's
Yeah.
weird too.
No, I do that a lot. I actually spend a lot more time on my solo trips talking to cast members.
Me too. Yes, you learn a lot.
You learn a lot, and it's actually one of my favorite things. And like, had a lot of magical moments, just talking to cast members, just learning different things. That's how I found my
Yeah.
well, it wasn't a solo trip, but talking to cast members, how I found my annual pass holder ears that I got. And if I wouldn't have stopped and just had a conversation with the gentleman, I wouldn't have ever even known that those existed. And I'm really happy I got them.
Cool. They're really cool. I like them a lot.
Thank you. But it's just, I mean, that's just a very small recent memory that I have. But those kind of things, and even if you aren't solo, I suggest slowing down and talking to cast members because they are awesome and have a lot to share.
Yeah. Also, like even we're talking about the whole solo trip thing. My husband and I go together a lot, but there's times when like I don't know, we go off and do kind of our own thing in the park. Like I don't really love like the simulator rides. Like I don't know, they don't make me feel great after I'm off of them. Like, we're like, I want to go look at this store and do this, and maybe he does that. Like if our daughter's with us, like she and I might go do one thing that like last time he went ride Tower Terror, so she and I got in line and we rode that, and he went and did like the Millennium Falcon, and then we met up again afterwards. It's just nice because like you have that little bit of time to explore and see something. And I went and got Starbucks, and her and her friend were in the store, like one of the shops there, and I just like sat by that little like on the corner at like Hollywood Boulevard and like just watched everybody walk by and drank Starbucks, and like it's just those nice moments of just like being there in the atmosphere and feeling
exactly.
Love it.
Exactly.
And I agree. Everyone's saying like even if you go by yourself,
meeting up with friends,
meeting with everyone here, like it's so cool.
It is. It's so true. Fun story about that Black Ribbon Stitch studio is that whenever I do go with, like whenever I have gone with my family in the past, and I stop and talk to people afterwards, the kids are like,
why did we do that?
Well, no, they're like, oh, you know them? And I was like, no. They're like, are you friends with, like, are they part of your YouTube channel? No. Why did you talk to them?
Like, yeah, why did you talk to them?
I don't know, because it was fun.
I usually end up with like, you're so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassing.
Oh, it's too funny. I don't think any of that stuff is embarrassing.
Me
That's like
either. Like,
part
but
of the fun.
to a teenager, everything you do is embarrassing.
Right, yeah. That's why we're put here, is to embarrass them and during their teenage years. And
It's honestly brings me joy every week to embarrass her. So
I've been practicing and training for this my whole life.
yes,
Finally.
exactly. I don't know if everyone else. This is off topic, but I can tell the chat my if you have a teenager and you have to drop them off at school, to put on music they don't like when they get out of the car and turn it up really loud. We recently listened. She insists on turning the music down before she gets out of the car. So as soon as she like opens the door, we turn it up, and like Charlie and I like decide on the different music. So like we listen to Metallica and like Black Sabbath, like anything that she hates and is so embarrassed about, just to turn it up really loud. The teachers love it. She
Right.
like crawl under a bush and is like, I hate you so much.
Oh, that's so
I like
funny.
leave the parking lot. I'm like, I love my life.
Have to rack some like Backstreet Boys and some Spice
Yes.
Girls next time too.
Oh my gosh. You gave me plans for this week now, Lynn.
Sebastian the Crab, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Hello.
We went for 5 days in March 2019. Loved it. Gave me all the time I wanted to. And exactly. There's so many positive aspects of going on solo trips.
Oh, Cynthia, Candy Mom, I see your comment here about like talking to people, like befriending the families and I think that's incredible. Like when you can really like relate near you and like really talk about everything. And I don't know if everyone else here, like, because we're so involved and like, know about so many things going on. Do you guys listen to people in line and then like you feel like you don't want to talk to anyone? You're like, I don't want to be a bother or be that person, but you hear them and you're just like, okay, I was listening to you. And like, no, actually the firework or whatever, like you just want to like tell them this because you're like, I know what you're talking about. You're not right. Like,
yeah.
Be that person.
But you feel obligated to like, share your knowledge. Yes.
Like,
yes. That happens all the time where like somebody in line, you'll hear them talking about how they want to go to a certain land and you're like, you're in the wrong part. It's not here. It's not here. And you're like, I'm sorry. Just so you know,
you're not
in Magic Kingdom. Yeah, we're in Epcot. It's not here. You're gonna have to park up, but you can't do that until after 2.
Yeah.
Like just the whole black hole of Disney knowledge gets ripped open when people
you're like, actually you can't take the monorail to Hollywood Studios. You have to take the Skyliner. To get to the Skyliner, you have to, and then like if you're with your family, they're like, why are you talking to them? But when you're by yourself, you're just like, I'm gonna tell you everything, and I'm all myself, so I seem like a crazy person.
Oh my gosh, that's
some
so
people
funny.
really like it. Other people are like, oh, thanks. And you're like,
right
around now again.
But you get the total vibe right off the bat, whether they are going to be receptive to your advice or just don't want you to talk to them at all. So in the first couple seconds of opening your mouth whether you should keep going or
not
stop.
down the line at all. You're like, oh no.
You're like, oh, I got a phone call. Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Keith PDF, welcome in. Hi, Paul Engel. Thanks for being here, you guys.
You should do a solo trip. Everyone should do it. And like I said a little bit earlier, it doesn't have to be your whole like week vacation at Disney. Do like a weekend. Do something for fun when you want to go. Just, I mean, it's exciting. I don't know.
What's park hop? Well, Cynthia. Yeah, definitely if you can. If it's something that you want to do. Like not everybody wants to do it. It's not for everybody. But yeah, if it's something that you want to do, I would say definitely work your way up to figuring out a way to do it, even if it's just for a weekend or whatever.
I still like go for something that you want to go to that maybe you want to experience. Like if it's a festival or like a certain party or like maybe when the Christmas like decorations come up and that's what you want to do, go to the resorts and steal the decorations. Like do that by that's really exciting to do by yourself. Like just to go experience it. Even if you want to plan a trip, but you're going to go a day earlier than the rest of your family or a day
Oh,
later, like add that on. Like
that's a really good idea.
like, hey, you guys are all coming, or like from where we are, like, oh, like if pretend like my parents and stuff, like they always drive. Okay, perfect. I'm flying down the day before, like, or whatever, or and then go do your own thing for a day, and then meet up with them and family time.
That's actually a really, really good idea. I had not thought about before, but that's a good way to do it where you don't feel, if you are worried about feeling guilt or worried about not taking the family and you still want to experience like a little taste of that solo trip, is go down, a day early and have the rest of the family join you the next day. So you have like one day of solo trip feelings, but then you get to still experience the rest with your family. That's a great idea.
Yay. But I don't know. And LaDonna Scott, she just said, I feel safe going to the parks by myself. I agree. I think that with going to the parks or anywhere you go, just in general by yourself, just my dad always says this, so I feel like I have to say, he's like, be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And don't tell anyone where you're staying. Like that's what my dad always tells. Like,
yeah,
I go by myself all the time, like not just to Disney, but everywhere when I was younger. And
same.
when as he drove me to the Philadelphia airport, he'd say the same thing. Okay, so pay attention to your surroundings and don't tell anyone where you're going. And I'm like, well, you're in the terminal with the other people that are like on the plane to the same place. But like, okay, no problem. Got it. But I think that goes with especially at night, like when you're leaving the park and after you just had so much fun and you're walking back to your car doing things.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's going on. Like I know that Disney is a safe place and that we all feel like it's safe, but you're in the real world, so I don't know, take those precautions. I know Lynn and I talked about that the other night.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my PSA for this is that like you have to pay attention if you're staying off property. Like you like pay attention when you're going back to your room and all those little things.
Just always, like in general, even when you feel safe, like you should just always be aware of your surroundings and pay attention to what's going on because that's just a smart thing to do.
Yeah, it's a smart thing in life. That's just our mom talk.
Yeah, right. And now that we just mommed everybody, and that's okay. We have to.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us shopping with you, Carol. I hope you got everything that you wanted. Yeah, I think, I don't know. In general, I've already said it 20 times, but just enjoy it for what it is and take your time. And if it's for you, if that's something you want to do, then I highly recommend experiencing it. And I think Noelle's tip right there at the end is fantastic. If you're worried about it or you're on the fence or don't want to feel guilty or, want a baby step, you want to like dip your toes in the water and try it out to see if it's something that you'd like, then that is a good way to start it out. Or even,
Carol's in chat right now is like perfect. Your husband take the kids to the pool and you go do what you want for a little bit, vice versa.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say is like, leaving them back at the resort and then taking even a half a day.
Yeah.
Or even better, take the morning because nobody likes getting up early.
My family, so I don't know. Opposite of Lynn's family is.
Yeah, the opposite. But my family is like, really, do we have to get up that early? It's supposed to be vacation. I'm like, this is Disney vacation. It's not normal vacation. You got to get there and rope drop.
My family's up at 6 no matter what day of the week it is. So like, doesn't matter. We have to tell Elena like you need to stay in your bedroom today because we're sleeping until 7.
Wow. Sleeping until 7 is never words that are spoken in my household. Okay, guys.
And then Lynn and I talk at night, and then I'm like, Lynn, I have to go. I got to get up in 3 hours.
Sorry. No, we trade off. It's all good. Gotta find time whenever you can.
We do. Yeah, this is so much fun tonight. I mean, I can't wait to talk about everything else that we want to talk about. I feel like I could just sit here for hours and talk about Disney by ourselves or with friends or just being an adult and doing what we want to do. So
we could just rail through all of the topics we have planned. Hour by hour. No, it's so much fun, and I'm so happy that so many of you guys got to join us and hang out with us today. Some new names in chat. I appreciate you guys being here so much. And we'll be back. We're doing this every other week, so we'll be doing this again in 2 weeks. I believe I will be working that Sunday, so we're probably going to switch that to a little bit later, if that's all right with you, Noelle.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
It's not
so
really day, but I don't care. I mean, I still smell like a sub shop. Thank God none of you can smell me. So
Smell-O-Vision is not updated
thank
on
God.
our YouTube channels yet, but when it does, you'll all be salivating over the fresh
Oh
smell of
yeah.
subs.
I cooked on the grill today, so it's great. It was also 90 degrees, so woo!
Is there anything you want to talk about coming up on your channel
Yeah,
or
I'm still trying
anything
to
in
figure out how to
general?
edit videos. So I'm back here at like YouTube 101.
That's good. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been on my journey of well, like today's a bad example. I've had like 2 beers since the show started, but I'm on a fitness journey, which involves twice a week drinking a 6-pack. Other than that, no, I've been eating really well and trying to work out every day. I get up really early and watch
So
these
awesome.
YouTube fitness people do their exercises as I like
Uh-huh.
stand here and like struggle, but like it's really fun. And I feel really great on the days that I do work out, and the other days I try not to beat myself up. I usually,
Don't do that.
Val Passel to pair, she's not here right now, but I usually text her and say, like, I didn't work out today, and I'm trying not to make myself annoyed about it. So like, I'm like trying
Right.
to set, like, but no. That's it. I'm working on that. I'm recording myself, so you guys will eventually I'll see what I look like as I struggle in my bedroom, like to do an exercise. Sometimes the ab exercise like this, I'm like, oh God.
That's okay. I would say my advice is definitely don't beat yourself up over it
No.
and just celebrate the days that you are doing something and getting down on yourself about it isn't going to do any good
No.
anywhere. So just celebrate the positives and the days that you don't feel so positive about it, just be okay with it and know that tomorrow's a new day and you'll be able to work out tomorrow or maybe later, or you'll fit it in whenever it's going to be good for you. And then try to remember how good it feels when you do. And then that gives you extra motivation to get out and do it.
Yes. And
And
we're also only going to talk about like 2 times in the past month. So if you don't know me, that's a huge deal. And I've cut my order down to just 2 little items, and I don't get the soda anymore.
that's so
So,
good.
I mean, like 2 little items, like no one knows the fact that I probably ordered like half the menu, and I would like gorge myself at like 9 o'clock at night. So that's a fitness breakthrough for me. So I mean,
Yeah.
and you're like you just ran a
Hi,
race
Chris.
yesterday. I'm surprised you're still not covered in like
The
Technicolor
chalk dust.
over
Just
there.
my armpits are blue. You can see it. Oh my gosh. You
You
can
said
see
I
them.
told you that.
Yeah, just my armpits are still blue, but I've
I think
even
that's a
taken.
fashion thing. You could dye your armpits, right? Like
Yeah, it's totally 2021 to like dye your armpits blue. I just wanted to match my outfit, so I'm wearing blue for the next week.
No, but congratulations. I think that's awesome you did another in a new place where you've never ran before. So
Yeah, thank
job.
you. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun and I look forward to doing it again next year, but with friends and
Yay.
really taking advantage of, the mosh pit and the party and everything that was going on. It felt a little weird, like by myself. I'm like, woo woo. I feel like a weirdo.
Tim just asked a good question. Did you get like if you see in chat, he said, "Did that color dust choke you?" I was wondering that.
No,
Like, did you?
no. So what
Okay.
I did, it was actually really funny. So I didn't talk to too many people during this run, which normally, like on Disney, run Disney things, we do talk a lot. But they gave me this headband, but I used it as a
Like around your face?
cover. I put it around my neck, and then when it came to the chalk
Oh,
sections,
that's great.
I covered my bottom half of my face so that I didn't choke on dust because when I was walking in, I kind of like latched onto this group of 4 girls that were walking in. And I think one of them thought I was part of the group. Like they didn't really know each other. And she was like, oh, yeah, I've done this a ton of times. But the last time I did it, it really turned me off from these races because I choked on a bunch of color dust or color chalk. And I was like, oh,
Now,
okay.
do you guys have mask mandates still? Like, did you have to wear a mask or no?
No, almost no one was wearing a
Okay.
mask.
So like it
Yeah.
wasn't like because I feel like that would obviously just like your little like headband thing would
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah, I didn't. It was outside, and there was quite a
Yeah.
few people, but I am fully vaccinated for a month now, so I just pulled this up to protect my mouth. But it did start raining at one point in the run, and the dust that had gone on my face between the sweat and the rain, it started dripping down into my contact, and I lost full vision on my right eye for only like a half a mile.
Only a half mile.
Because I just kept going like this to try and get the chalk out. So I'm just running, winking to try to flush it out of my eye. So that was a fun one. I should have recorded that part,
Yeah,
but
that would be great.
I did not record that part. I was
Now, when's your next run?
So I actually signed up for a local run on Memorial Day. It's gonna be my first actual chip timed race. So I'm gonna be running for a personal best medal, I guess. And I'm gonna get an apple pie at the end of it and a medal.
That's cool. Is that the theme? Like apple pie run? Like
It's like America, you know.
oh, I love it. That's cute.
For being Memorial Day. So everybody that runs the 5K, you get I already have my t-shirt, and then you'll get an apple pie and a medal at the end, and then they're chip timing it. So I'm gonna ask my son if he wants to run it with me, but I'm not gonna run with him. Like I'm gonna be
Right.
trying to get my own.
You know, you're on your
Yeah. Like you go for your personal best, and I'm gonna go for mine, and then we'll meet at the end and eat apple pie together.
That'll be so cool. That's awesome. I hope he does it.
I hope he does too.
Just like force them to do it. Like I signed you up, you're doing it. Like
oh, that's a good idea.
yeah, that's so many ways to do things.
I'm your mom. Do what I say.
Yeah.
You have to run.
Mm-hmm. I wish I got my daughter's permission, but I reposted on my Instagram. She did record. She sings. She's so good. She did record a really awesome song. So maybe I'll repost it and you guys can check it out. But
oh, I would love that.
It's really.
She is so good.
She
with
needs
all
a
that
lot
stuff.
of like uplifting right now because like things have been happening at school that aren't so great. So. If I do repost it, you guys all like it, okay? Like she'll be so excited and everyone likes it. So
being a teenager is so difficult. It was difficult 20 years ago, and I can't even imagine today.
It's the same thing. It's like I have to force her to do things. Like, oh, you're doing this. Too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think I will. I will just sign him up.
That'll be so cool. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it, and it's not too early. It's 7 a.m. So, but it's local, so I don't have to go as far or like get there as far ahead of time because it's just like, hey, I'm here, and then you get in line and go for the race. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then I have also after that. Well, last night. Okay, I'm almost done with my race updates.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Lynn. I know you have a plan for every week.
So, pretty much. I have my 4.9 virtual run that I'm running with Mike Wheeler's doing it too. It's a virtual race. It's to support the victims from the Pulse nightclub in Orlando from a couple years ago. So that's a fundraiser one. And that is the beginning of June. So that's after the apple pie run. And then I officially signed up with me and my friend Mallory for our, I say that so Michigan when I say her name, Mallory.
Mallory, you do.
Her name is Mallory, but Mallory. I say Mallory. That is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So we have exactly 6 months before we're going to run our first half marathon together. And it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. And then, next month, right after that, I'll be going and running my Lion King virtual 5Ks. I have 3 of them on property there with my Run Disney friends that are going to be meeting me there, and that'll be a lot of fun. In June.
Oh, June, right? Sorry, June.
Yeah. I haven't even gotten my races planned into July yet. Okay. I know that there's all that. We're going to stop with June updates on the runs.
Do you think you're going to have did they say anything, Disney? I'm not in the Run Disney community, but like about having races back in the park yet, or no?
No, there has been no updates.
What's after the Lion King? Well, the Lion King that wasn't really a run anyway. That's
their virtual. It's their summer virtual 5K series, is what it's called.
Okay.
So,
would the next one be Wine and Dine?
Wine and Dine registration is already full and closed. That's virtual.
Oh,
The Dopey Marathon
that would be nice.
weekend is January. That's already full and closed.
Wow, really?
Yep. The sign up for
Princess,
run, it's so far out and it fills up like immediately, like
did, did
within
they open
minutes.
Princess yet?
Princess has not opened yet. So that's going to be my next one I need to sign up for, which should be coming up anytime. And I'm hoping that
That's gonna be
that
in person.
that one will be in person. And that one I will be doing the 5K, 10K, half marathon, full challenge when I do that.
Oh,
So it's kind of like my progression from my very first run was just a 5K. My second year doing it was a 5K, 10K, and then my third year doing it, I'll be doing all three, and then like the
oh, bring
challenge.
the waterworks for that vlog, man.
I get pretty emotional with the whole running and stuff, but
I love it. I'm so
it's
proud of you. So that's
thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, it's really exciting. So
Yay.
I'd like to
Well,
take you guys along for the journey and whatnot, and watch me cry and whatever.
and you guys can watch me do steps in my room.
Yeah. But thank you so much. Thanks, Noelle. I had so
Thanks,
much fun. I
everybody.
love this show, and we're going to be doing this again in 2 weeks on my channel. We have some other things that we're talking about saying we're going to start working on, and when we're ready to announce that, we'll announce that. It should be fun and
Yeah, it should be
exciting.
so much fun.
But we got to get our butts in gear because we have so much.
We have
There's
like
so
lives and jobs and kids and stuff. We're just trying to do
yeah,
what we can do in our free time when we can talk
yeah.
between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m.
Literally, the amount of time that we get to actually talk is very, very minimal. And it's usually hours between the text messages that we can
Yeah,
answer
hours.
each other back and forth.
It was really busy at lunch. She's like,
Yeah,
I'm going to work now. Like, okay.
exactly.
That's what it's like. I mean,
That's like,
with your job, like with you full time at your job, and it's
yeah,
hard. We can't talk on the phone at work, and I
yeah,
can sit down all day, and it's like from 7 a.m. until like 9 p.m. So whatever, we'll
yeah.
figure it out.
We always do.
We have Sundays with you guys, and it's so much fun. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
exactly. Thank you guys so much for coming along, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And look forward to some vlogs coming soon. I'm not exactly sure which ones are going to be coming up when or what times, but make sure that the notifications are on, and then you'll be notified when I upload
Yay.
new stuff. And we will see you guys really soon. And yeah, thank you. Remember, every
Remember,
day is a countdown to Disney.